There is a mighty law that governs the flow of all good things, and money is no exception. Prosperity is not something you beg for, fight for, or chase after. Prosperity is something you align with. It is a living current flowing through the universe, waiting for the mind that dares to believe. When your mind begins to vibrate with certainty, with gratitude, with calm faith, money responds, not tomorrow, not someday, but now, in perfect time and perfect form. Money is not a cold piece of paper. It is energy, and energy moves toward power, not panic. It flows to the one who stands firm in the quiet, knowing that abundance is their birthright. Many stand outside the door of prosperity, knocking frantically in fear, when all along the key rests in their own thoughts. A prosperous mindset opens that door without struggle, without strain, without the noise of desperation. It whispers to money, and money listens. Every word you speak is either a magnet or a repellent. When you speak lack, you push money away. When you speak abundance, you call it closer. Words of power turn invisible doors into open gates. So speak not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. Declare with unwavering conviction that wealth flows to you in divine order. Speak it as if it already is, because in the unseen realm it already is. Your energy does not lie. The universe reads vibration louder than words. A heart soaked in gratitude, a mind anchored in faith, a spirit free from doubt. These are the signals that summon prosperity. Gratitude multiplies what it touches. The moment you give thanks for the money you have, more begins to flow. The moment you celebrate the wealth unseen, it hurries to reveal itself. Gratitude is not an afterthought. It is the magnet itself. Scarcity is only a shadow cast by fear. Prosperity is the light that dissolves it. When appearances scream lack, the prosperous mind smiles and says, "My supply is infinite. It cannot be delayed." And the universe the mind of peace becomes a powerful channel through which abundance flows freely and continuously. Imagine it vividly, feel it boldly, act as though it were already yours. Imagination is not idle daydreaming. It is the divine blueprint. Prosperity must first be seen with the inner eye before it can be touched with the outer hand. See yourself in abundance, and abundance must obey. It is law, and remember, the universe mirrors what you believe. It does not argue. If you believe in lack, it delivers lack. If you believe in overflowing good, it delivers overflowing good. You hold the key. No man, no circumstance, no limitation can block the wealth that belongs to the mind aligned with prosperity. Effortless attraction is not a fantasy. It is divine order. Prosperity does not arrive with strain. It arrives on the wings of faith, gratitude, calm assurance, and powerful vision. You were never meant to live in fear of money. You were meant to stand as a master of it. Money is your servant, not your ruler. It listens to your energy, and when your energy is prosperous, it cannot resist you. Today, release the struggle, release the doubt, step into the calm river of prosperity and let it carry you. Speak as one who already has. Walk as one who already receives. Think as one who already lives in abundance. And watch how effortlessly money begins to find its way to you, guided by the powerful, unwavering force of your prosperous mind. Prosperity begins as a state of consciousness long before it becomes physical reality. The mind is the sacred ground where the seed of abundance is planted. Everything that is ever built is first created in thought before it rises in form. Prosperity is not a stroke of luck. It is not reserved for chosen few. It is a spiritual law that responds to the belief and vibration of the one who holds it. A prosperous life is not earned through endless struggle, but attracted through unwavering inner certainty. The energy of abundance surrounds you right now, waiting patiently for you to align your thoughts with its rhythm. When the mind truly accepts that prosperity is natural, money flows as a result, not as a miracle, but as an obedient servant responding to the power of your belief. This is why the richest field of wealth is always inside before it is ever outside. It is why one person can't stand in lack while another stands in plenty, and the only difference between the two is the condition of their mind. One looks out and sees scarcity, the other looks within and knows that supply is infinite. This knowing is what shifts reality. This knowing is what calls opportunities, doors, people, and resources to appear at the perfect time. Prosperity consciousness is not a weak hope. It is a commanding presence. It declares to the universe, I am already abundant. And the universe responds with a loud and clear, yes, the soil of the mind must be tended carefully, because whatever is planted, there will surely grow. If seeds of doubt are sown, lack will flourish. If seeds of faith and certainty are sown, prosperity will bloom. The mind cannot produce two harvests at once. You must choose which crop will grow. You cannot entertain fear and faith at the same time and expect abundance to obey. Prosperous mindset is one that refuses to be moved by appearances. It does not waver. When the bank account looks empty, it does not shrink. When the bills rise like a storm, it stands in calm assurance, knowing that money is energy and energy is never lacking. When the consciousness of prosperity awakens, something remarkable happens. Money stops being a distant prize to be chased. It becomes a natural current that flows toward you effortlessly, just as rivers flow toward the ocean. Money flows to the mind that is in harmony with wealth. A worried mind sends it away. A calm, confident mind calls it in. When you believe you are already supported, the world arranges itself to prove you right. Circumstances align in mysterious ways. Doors open in places where there were only walls, and what once seemed impossible quietly becomes inevitable. Prosperity consciousness is not about chasing riches. It is about embodying the vibration of abundance long before it appears. It is about walking through your day with the quiet assurance that your needs are met, your supply is infinite, your value is undeniable. The universe cannot withhold from a mind that knows it is already provided for. Everything responds to faith, because faith is a command, not a question. When the mind vibrates with certainty, life obeys without resistance. There is a great difference between wishing for money and being aligned with prosperity. Wishing comes from lack. It says, I do not have it. Alignment comes from fullness. It says, it is already mine, and because it is already mine, it must manifest. The person with prosperity consciousness does not panic when challenges come. They do not beg, they do not chase. They stand in the quiet center of power and declare, everything I need flows to me now, and because they believe it fully, invisible world moves mountains to and then proof appears. That is the foundation of effortless attraction. Prosperity does not come to the one who is anxious, desperate, or fearful. It comes to the one who rests in deep knowing that supply is as constant as the air you breathe. Money does not create security. Security attracts money, because true wealth begins within. No amount of struggle can match the ease of a mind in harmony with abundance. To live in this consciousness, you must train your thoughts the way a gardener tends a garden. You must pluck out the weeds of doubt. As soon as they appear, you must water the seeds of prosperity with faith and gratitude. You must speak only what aligns with wealth, because every word is a creative command. Say, I lack nothing, and the universe responds. Say, I never have enough, and the universe responds. Both are true depending on the mind that speaks them. Prosperity is loyal to belief. It cannot resist conviction. When prosperity is rooted deeply in consciousness, it carries a quiet power. It does not rush, it does not strain, it does not fear, because it knows that everything needed is already unfolding at the perfect time. A mind anchored in prosperity does not measure wealth by numbers, it measures it by certainty. It walks through the world with open hands, ready to receive, because it understands that abundance is limitless. The flow of prosperity is not a trickle, it is a river, and the only question is whether you are standing under it or blocking it with fear. The moment you choose to believe in abundance with unwavering faith, the current of prosperity begins to move toward you. You may not see it at first, but things begin to shift in the invisible realm. Opportunities prepare themselves. People you have never met begin to align. Circumstances rearrange to match your new vibration. Prosperity is not a matter of luck or timing. It is the reflection of the belief you hold within. Every thought is a seed, every belief is a command, every feeling is a signal to the universe. When you think prosperity, speak prosperity, and feel prosperity, you create a magnetic pull that draws wealth to you effortlessly. You no longer need to run after it because it is already running toward you. This is the truth that separates those who wait for abundance from those who live in it now. The outer world is simply the mirror. The real work is in the inner world. And the one who masters that inner world will never be poor again. When you stand in the full power of prosperity consciousness, you realize that abundance was never outside of you, it was always within, waiting for permission to rise, waiting for you to stop doubting and start knowing. The moment you stop seeing money as something distant and start feeling it as already yours, the moment you stop chasing and start aligning, the flow begins to rush toward you with ease. Prosperity is not earned through fear, it is received through faith. The one who lives in prosperity consciousness walks in quiet strength because they know that supply cannot be taken from them. It is infinite, it is divine, it is certain. Money is a servant, not a master. When the mind is rooted in prosperity, money becomes obedient, it follows instruction, it responds to confidence, it flows towards certainty, it listens to calm power. Money was never meant to be an idol. It was meant to be a tool, a channel, a messenger through which good things come into form. When fear holds the reins, money escapes, but when faith takes the throne, money bows and flows easily without resistance. Many people live their lives as servants to money. They rise and sleep in worry. They chase and grasp at it with trembling hands. They measure their worth by what they have or don't have, and in that state of desperation, money becomes the master and they become the servant. But the prosperous mind reverses the roles completely. It knows that money is energy that answers to authority, not anxiety. It is like a loyal dog to the confident master. It listens. And it comes. The one who is ruled by fear says, I must work harder, I must control everything, I must keep chasing. But the one who is anchored in abundance whispers with calm assurance, everything I need flows to me. Now money hears the tone, not the words. It recognizes vibration more than logic. It responds to command, not confusion. When you carry the energy of someone who already has enough, money cannot resist your pull. It comes like water flowing downhill, naturally, easily. And without struggle. Money was never meant to be something you run after, it was meant to run after you. When your energy is grounded in prosperity, you stop clutching at it, you stop shrinking under its weight, you no longer beg it to stay. You know it will return, you know it will increase, you know it will serve its purpose. Money loves clarity and flees from desperation. So the more you calm, the more you trust, the more you rise in quiet power, the more money recognizes its rightful place beneath your feet. The prosperous mind stands tall. It does not bow before a number on a bank statement. It does not panic when accounts shrink. It does not kneel to lack, because it understands that money is only a shadow of inner belief. When the belief shifts, the number follows. The universe does not serve the one who worships money. It serves the one who commands it from a place of divine certainty. You are not born to chase paper. You are born to create with it, to expand with it, to build with it. Money is not your ruler. It is your assistant, your messenger, your partner in manifestation. It does not decide your future. Your mindset does, and when your mindset radiates prosperity, money simply obeys. Think of money as a current of water. The fearful try to grab it, and it slips through their hands. The confident build a channel and let it flow toward them without strain. They don't force the water, they simply guide it and trust its movement. Prosperous mindset builds this channel through faith, gratitude, and authority. It knows that money does not control life, it enhances it. It amplifies the energy already within money, responds to leadership, and rejects neediness. When your energy begs, money runs. When your energy commands, money arrives. This is not arrogance, it is divine order, because the energy of abundance cannot be controlled through fear. It moves with certainty. It follows strength. It answers to faith. A person who sees money as a master is always in chains. They rise with anxiety and sleep with scarcity. They worry about losing what little they have, and in their worry they create the very lack they fear. But the one who stands as master of money walks in freedom. They see money come and go without panic, because they know its true nature. It is a wave, not a prison. It flows, it moves, it obeys. The more you hold your own power, the more money bows to it. The more you trust in abundance, the less you need to grasp. The more you let go of control, the easier the flow becomes. When you let faith guide you, money stops being the tyrant of your days and becomes the servant of your vision. You give it direction, and it follows. Money, it Not your identity, it is not your worth, it is not your source, it is the echo of the energy you carry within. When your inner world speaks prosperity, money cannot argue, it must reflect it. And when your inner world speaks fear, money cannot stay, it must flee. This is why those who chase rarely catch, and those who trust always attract. Let your mind be the master, and let money take its rightful place as the tool it was always meant to be. Speak with authority, think with certainty, walk with calm power, and watch how easily money finds its way to you. You were never meant to serve money, money was meant to serve you. The energy you radiate shapes the opportunities that appear. The vibration you carry does not stay silent. It speaks louder than your words. It moves ahead of you like a wave, announcing your presence to the world. The energy of a prosperous mind set is calm, clear, magnetic. It carries a quiet strength that says, I already have enough. I am already enough. I trust the flow of life. And because of this trust, doors open without force and opportunities line themselves like obedient soldiers ready to serve. When you walk with an energy of scarcity, you push everything good away because lack has sent. Fear has a sound, desperation has a vibration. The universe hears it and responds in kind. It mirrors what it receives. But when your energy sings abundance, when your heart radiates trust, when your thoughts hum with quiet power, the universe delivers prosperity with ease. The frequency of prosperity is a beacon, and everything aligned with wealth moves toward it effortlessly. This is why some people seem to have doors swing open for them again and again. It is not luck, it is not chance, it is energy. Their vibration announces to the world that they are ready for more. It tells opportunity, you are safe here. It tells wealth, I am a worthy home. It tells life, everything is already in order. This invisible broadcast is more powerful than any plan or strategy, because it is felt, not forced. Energy is the unspoken language between you and everything around you. It draws in people, ideas, money, chances, and miracles. It is a silent magnet working even when you say nothing. It is the reason why two people with the same skills can walk into the same room, and only one walks out with the golden door unlocked. The difference is not luck, it is the atmosphere of belief they carry. The prosperity mindset creates this atmosphere like a warm glow that invites abundance to enter. When your energy vibrates in harmony with prosperity, you stop chasing, because opportunities chase you like rivers rushing toward the ocean. You do not force the current, you simply allow it. You trust it, you know it belongs to you. This knowing is not loud, it does not beg, it does not scream. It simply radiates a silent but irresistible pull, and everything meant for you finds its way with ease. The energy of scarcity, on the other hand, is restless. It worries, it doubts, it grasps. And in that grasping, it repels, it builds walls where there should be open gates. It pushes away what it claims to want. This is why so many struggle without realizing that their struggle is not in the outer world, but in the vibration they broadcast. They keep asking for abundance, but radiate fear. They keep asking for opportunity, radiate lack, and the universe listens more to the vibration than the words. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. This is why the inner work is always the foundation of every outer result. When your inner world is steeped in faith, gratitude, and certainty, your outer world rearranges itself to match. People who align their energy with prosperity walk through life differently. Their posture speaks power, their eyes reflect trust, their voice carries assurance. They do not need to convince anyone because their energy already does. Energy does not lie, and it cannot be faked. You may say the right words, but if fear lives beneath them, the vibration betrays the truth. You may plan endlessly, but if scarcity hums in your heart, abundance will not stay. It may pass by, but it will not settle, because abundance does not live where fear rules. It lives where trust reigns. Prosperous mindset, therefore, is not just positive thinking. It is a full, energetic embodiment of wealth before wealth appears. When you align your energy with prosperity, you are telling life, I am ready for the next level. You are declaring without words that opportunities can land safely here. They will be welcomed, they will be nurtured, they will grow. You become a fertile field for abundance, and life responds as it always does to fertile ground. It sends the rain, it sends the seeds, it sends the harvest. This energy makes you magnetic to the right people, those who hold the keys to the next chapter. It pulls toward you ideas that match your frequency. It places you in the right rooms at the right time. It arranges divine appointments that logic could never orchestrate, because energy moves where words cannot. It touches hearts, it shapes paths, it opens doors in silence to radiate prosperity. is to become a living invitation to wealth. It is to walk with ease knowing you are already provided for. It is to move with grace even when appearances are still forming, because you understand that your vibration shapes your reality before your hands touch it. What you carry within becomes what stands around you. A prosperous vibration whispers to opportunity, and opportunity listens. It bends circumstances, it rearranges timing, it connects unseen dots, it takes the long path and shortens it. It moves mountains not because of force, but because of certainty. The moment you choose to shift your inner energy, the outer world has no choice but to adjust. Everything you desire already exists. It is simply waiting for you to tune into its frequency. The world does not respond to desperation. It responds to power. It responds to trust. It responds to certainty. When your energy declares, I am abundant, I am ready, I am open, the universe answers and says yes, and that yes arrives in the form of money, doors, miracles, people, and moments you could never have planned. You do not need to chase what is already drawn to you. You only need to radiate the energy that allows it to find you. Your words are spiritual currency. Every sentence you speak is like placing an order in the invisible storehouse of the universe. Every phrase is a command. Every declaration is either opening the gates of prosperity or closing them. The power of your tongue builds bridges or raises walls. Your voice is not small. It is creative. It shapes the flow of money and opportunity. Whether you realize it or not, the universe listens to the sound beneath your words. It hears your belief. It responds not to empty phrases, but to the conviction that carries them. When you speak words of doubt, you hand power to lack. You say things like, I can't afford this, I never have enough, things never work out for me. And without realizing it, you have written the script of your reality and handed it over for fulfillment. Those words become seeds. They sink into the soil of your life and grow into more lack, more limitation, more closed doors. But when you speak words of abundance, something entirely different happens. You declare, I always have more than enough. Money flows to me easily. Everything is working out for me. And the invisible world moves to make those words true. Your words carry energy, and energy commands results. Words are not empty sound, they are spiritual currency that spends itself in the unseen long before you see the outcome. This is why careless speech is dangerous. It is like spending without knowing what you are buying. Many people wonder why lack follows them, but lack is simply responding to the words they speak again and again. They speak struggle and attract struggle. They speak limitation and attract limitation. They speak delay and attract delay. When you begin to speak words of faith, something shifts. You are no longer speaking to the air, you are speaking to the fabric of reality itself. You are shaping the direction of your life with every syllable. When you say, I live in abundance, you plant prosperity in your path. When you say money comes to me in divine ways, you give permission for doors to open. When you say, I trust in infinite supply, you awaken the energy that has been waiting for you to call it forth. Every word spoken in certainty acts like a key that unlocks something in the invisible realm. It does not matter how long lack has lingered. It does not matter how many doors have been closed. The moment the language changes, the vibration changes. And when the vibration changes, reality must follow. The outer world has no choice but to match the inner command. People underestimate the quiet power of their daily speech. They throw words around as if they were meaningless, but each phrase is a transaction, either spending faith or spending fear. A prosperous mindset spends words like treasure. It does not waste them on complaints. It does not pour them into doubt. It directs them like arrows toward prosperity. It speaks what it wants, not what it fears. It declares what it chooses, not what it dreads. When you speak with conviction, your words vibrate beyond your throat. They ripple in the atmosphere. They touch the currents of energy that shape circumstances. Your declarations become living things. They go out into the world to arrange situations, to draw in money, to call in opportunities. This is why the prosperous never speak lack. Even in the middle of scarcity, they speak abundance. Not because they are lying, but because they are commanding what is real but not yet visible. Your words do not need to be loud to be powerful. They need to be aligned, they need to be steady, they need to be soaked in faith. A whisper of certainty is louder in the unseen than a scream of doubt, because faith carries authority. It is like giving clear instructions to the universe without hesitation or confusion. Every time you declare, I am abundant, I am provided, for I am open to receive, money flows to me. Now your voice becomes a key turning in a lock. Every time you speak gratitude for what you already have. Even before more arrives, you amplify your vibration, and money hears it clearly. The energy of prosperity is drawn to gratitude, the way metal is drawn to a magnet. When you use your words as spiritual currency, you begin to build a life that mirrors the language of faith. Your surroundings start to reflect your declarations. The world bends to match your speech. Opportunities appear where there were none before. Money flows where there were blockages before, because your voice has opened a gate that was closed by fear. You are always speaking something into being, whether by faith or by fear. The choice is yours to speak words that create walls, or words that create flow, to speak words that keep money away, or words that invite it closer. A prosperous mind is careful with language. It refuses to speak lack, even as a joke, because it understands the power behind every word. It understands that each phrase is like a seed that must eventually grow. The universe is obedient. It mirrors your dominant declarations. It does not argue. It does not debate. It simply matches the vibration and returns it amplified. So if you want wealth, speak wealth. If you want flow, speak flow. If you want ease, speak ease. Speak it even when you don't see it yet, because speech is not about describing what is. Speech is about creating what will be. When your words are filled with faith, they go out like golden messengers, preparing the way for prosperity to walk in. They travel faster than your hands can work, and further than your feet can go. They do not tire, they do not weaken. They keep building, aligning, arranging, until what you spoke in faith becomes what you touch in reality. Your words are spiritual currency. Spend them wisely, and they will make you rich beyond measure. Gratitude is a prosperity accelerator. It is the silent force that multiplies everything it touches. It is the language that abundance understands. When you give thanks for what you have and for what is yet to come, you shift your vibration from lack to overflow. You send out a message to the universe that says, I trust, I believe, I know more is on the way. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a key that unlocks doors invisible to the anxious mind. It transforms ordinary moments into magnetic fields of attraction. When a heart is filled with gratitude, it cannot hold fear. At the same time, it cannot entertain lack and abundance. Together, one must yield to the other, and gratitude always dissolves scarcity like sunlight dissolves the night. Gratitude does not wait for everything to be perfect. It is powerful because it celebrates even the smallest signs of provision, even the smallest flow of money, even the tiniest opportunity. And as it celebrates, the flow grows. The energy of gratitude is expansive. It stretches reality. It makes room for more to arrive. When you say thank you for the little expands. When you celebrate the flow increases. When you acknowledge the blessing, it multiplies, because gratitude turns every small drop into a rushing river. Those who complain about not having enough stay locked in that vibration, because complaint is the language of lack, and gratitude is the language of wealth. Gratitude trains your mind to focus on what is working, not what is missing. It pulls your attention away from fear and sets it firmly on trust. This shift changes everything, because your energy is your magnet. The more you give thanks, the more your energy vibrates at the frequency of abundance, and abundance recognizes its own. It flows toward familiar energy. Gratitude and prosperity are twins. Where one lives, the other follows. People often wait for wealth before they feel grateful, but that is the wrong order. Gratitude comes first, abundance comes after. When you thank life for the unseen, as though it were already here, the unseen begins to appear. When you give thanks for the money not yet in your hand, the path for it to reach you starts forming. When you thank the universe for the opportunity not yet revealed, it begins moving toward you in perfect time. Gratitude does not just react, it creates. The one who walks in gratitude is never truly poor, because they are already walking in wealth. The vibration speaks louder than their circumstances. They may have little, but their heart vibrates as if they have plenty, and the universe always mirrors vibration, not appearances. The grateful attract more, because they already live as if they have more. They radiate ease, while others radiate need. Radiate trust, while others radiate fear. And abundance flows to the energy of trust like a river seeking the ocean. Gratitude also softens the heart. It removes the tension that blocks flow. When you are tense, fearful, anxious, you are closed. But when you are thankful, even in uncertainty, you are open. Money flows through open channels, not clenched fists. Gratitude relaxes the grip on life. It turns striving into receiving. It turns waiting into welcoming. It turns worry into calm certainty. And in that calm space, prosperity moves freely. When gratitude becomes your daily language, every moment is a seed planted in fertile ground. Your words of thanks are not empty, they are commands wrapped in warmth. They whisper to the universe more of this, and the universe responds with more. It cannot resist the pull of a grateful heart, because gratitude is proof of trust, and trust is the foundation of wealth. A grateful person sees blessings where others see problems. They notice opportunity where others see lack. They speak life where others speak doubt. Gratitude sharpens their vision. It makes the invisible visible. It reveals hidden abundance that was already present but unnoticed. Gratitude opens eyes wide, and what was once seen as small becomes a doorway to more. Gratitude is not a performance, it is a vibration. It does not need fancy words. It needs sincerity. Even a quiet thank you spoken in faith echoes louder in the universe than a loud complaint spoken in fear. The moment you begin to give thanks without condition, the flow begins to shift. The river of money and opportunity that once felt blocked begins to move faster. It widens, it deepens, it carries more. When you wake up with gratitude, the day bends in your favor. When you handle your finances with gratitude, your wealth grows. When you look at your future through the lens of gratitude, doors that were hidden begin to appear, because you are no longer looking through fear. You are looking through faith. The grateful attract with ease because their vibration is aligned with receiving. Even when nothing seems to move, gratitude is still the force that sets the wheel turning, because it tells the universe, I trust you even here, even now. And that trust is irresistible. Abundance is drawn to it like light to a flame. You may not see the harvest yet, but gratitude plants the seeds and waters them in silence until the harvest rises. Truth is that gratitude is the purest form of wealth. Long before money comes, gratitude makes you rich on the inside. And what is built on the inside must eventually mirror itself on the outside. This is why the wealthiest souls are not always those who have the most, but those who give thanks the most. They walk in ease because they trust in the invisible supply that never runs dry. Gratitude is your greatest accelerator. It costs nothing but changes everything. When you give thanks, the universe rushes to give you more to be thankful for. When you walk in gratitude, opportunities multiply. When you speak gratitude, money listens. When you live in gratitude, abundance bows and flows without struggle, because you are in perfect harmony with its language. When the mind aligns with prosperity, the invisible doors of wealth swing open with ease and grace. The energy of abundance is not something that must be forced or chased. It is something that must be welcomed. When you train your thoughts to dwell in prosperity instead of scarcity, you create a natural flow that pulls money, opportunities, and blessings toward you like a magnet. Your inner world becomes a fertile garden, and wealth is the harvest that effortlessly grows without strain, without struggle, and without fear. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. It responds not to desperation, but to certainty. It listens not to doubt, but to the confident whisper of an expectant soul. Prosperity begins not in your wallet, but in your mind. For the mind is the soil that grows the seeds of your reality. And when your soil is rich with belief, expectation, and gratitude, abundance blooms without delay. Every time you declare that money flows to you easily and joyfully, you are planting a seed that the universe rushes to water. Every time you speak of lack, you create walls, but every time you speak of plenty, those walls fall away, and rivers of provision begin to run in your favor. The energy of money loves clarity, it loves confidence, and it loves joy. When you radiate those qualities, the unseen forces of abundance find their way to you. You begin to attract unexpected opportunities, surprising gifts, and effortless solutions that align with the prosperity you already hold in your heart. You are no longer chasing money because you have become the frequency that money chases. You must understand that your beliefs are like powerful architects designing the structure of your financial life. When your beliefs say, I am always provided for, then the design becomes a palace of plenty. When your beliefs say, money comes to me easily, then the structure becomes strong and unshakable. When your beliefs say, I am worthy of wealth, then doors open wide to welcome prosperity in all its forms. You are not asking the world to give you more. You are allowing yourself to receive what is already yours by divine right. The flow of money is not something to control. It is something to align with. When fear tries to whisper that you cannot have, Enough, stand firm and let faith speak louder. Fear contracts the soul and abundance slips away like water through clenched fists. But faith expands your being and abundance flows like a river into open hands. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where prosperity wants to meet you. Faith is language that the universe understands clearly and without confusion. The more you walk in faith, the more the current of abundance carries you effortlessly to the shores of plenty. Your confidence becomes the key that unlocks the treasure room of life. Prosperity does not come through frantic effort or endless worry. It comes through a calm trust that what you desire already belongs to you in spirit and is on its way into form. Desperation pushes it away, but calm assurance draws it in like a tide. You do not need to know every step, you only need to trust the path, for the energy of money moves in rhythm with your inner state. If your spirit is aligned with peace, joy, and expectation, then money finds its way to you through people, through ideas, through doors that open when you least expect them. Your calmness becomes your greatest power. The universe mirrors back to you what you truly believe. If you believe in lack, then lack shows its face. But if you believe in overflowing good, then overflowing good becomes your experience. You cannot deceive this law, for it listens to the silent language of your heart. It responds not to your words alone, but to the vibration behind them. That is why cultivating an inner world of abundance is far more powerful than chasing external solutions. When you shift your energy, the outer world cannot resist, but to shift with you every day. You are either affirming abundance or affirming lack. Every thought, every word, every emotion is a seed you are planting, and the harvest will always reflect the nature of the seed. If you sow faith, you reap provision. If you sow gratitude, you reap increase. If you sow fear, you reap obstacles. The choice is always in your hands. You are the sower and the reaper of your own financial garden. Prosperity does not pick favorites, it simply follows the one who aligns with it. When you carry yourself with the certainty that wealth is your birthright, your posture changes, your energy rises, and doors begin to swing open. People feel it, opportunities sense it, and the current of life bends to serve you. This is not arrogance, it is alignment with truth, the truth that abundance was never meant to be a battle. It was meant to be a natural state of harmony between your inner belief and outer reality. Release the idea that you must suffer to be worthy of wealth. Release the idea that money is scarce or hard to find. Those are illusions built by generations of fear, but you are here to break that pattern, to speak a new language, to build a new structure of thought that invites prosperity in without resistance. The energy of money dances with joy. It does not dwell in fear. It moves toward light, laughter, and gratitude. And when your spirit radiates those qualities, money has no choice but to flow the moment you decide with unwavering certainty that prosperity belongs to you. The universe rearranges itself to honor that decision. Unseen hands begin to move, unseen doors begin to open, unseen pathways begin to clear. Your only task is to remain in the frequency of abundance, to stand in faith, to speak with conviction, and to walk with joy. When you do this, prosperity is no longer a distant dream. It is a living reality moving toward you faster than you can imagine. The energy you hold within is like a magnet, pulling to you everything that vibrates in harmony with it. When your inner state is drenched in the feeling of abundance and ease, the universe mirrors that frequency back through money, opportunities, and prosperity. You do not have to beg for it or chase it down. It responds naturally and faithfully to the energy you emit. That is the sacred power of a prosperity mind. And it does not plead, it claims. It does not fear, it knows. And because it knows, the world bends to match its certainty. Wealth is not something outside of you waiting to be found. It is something already flowing in your direction, waiting for your mind to align. The truth is that your inner frequency creates your outer experience. If your energy is rooted in worry and doubt, then doors seem to stay closed, opportunities seem scarce, and money seems far away. But the moment you shift your energy into trust, expectation, and joy, those same doors begin to open effortlessly. You begin to notice chances that were always there. You meet people who carry the answers you were searching for. Ideas come alive in your mind. With clarity, solutions appear without force. It is not luck. It is the alignment of your inner world with the law of prosperity. Every thought you think is a command you send to the invisible realm. Every feeling you hold is a signal broadcasting to the world around you. Abundance recognizes its own. It is drawn not to desperation, but but to the calm assurance of someone who knows they are worthy. When your energy is elevated, prosperity seeks you out. You begin to draw to yourself money in ways you could not have predicted. Work flows to you rather than you chasing it. Blessings find their way into your hands, not because you forced them, but because you became a match for them. This is why your emotional state is a powerful tool in creating wealth. If you rise in the morning with a heart heavy with fear, the energy you send out builds walls. But if you rise in the morning with a heart lifted in gratitude, those walls fall away and the rivers of money begin to flow toward you with grace and speed. The energy of gratitude opens invisible gates. It tells the universe, I am ready, I am available, I am worthy. And the universe responds with a resounding yes. To attract abundance, you must become abundance. To receive wealth, you must feel wealthy in your spirit before it ever arrives in your hands. When your vibration matches the frequency of money, money moves toward you as if guided by an invisible hand. It does not resist, it does not hesitate, because energy recognizes energy. Your joy, your certainty, your inner stillness become like a beacon that wealth cannot ignore. This is why worrying never works. Worry lowers your vibration. It shuts the door to the flow of abundance. It tells the universe you are uncertain, and the universe mirrors that uncertainty back to you. But when you stand in faith and speak as if abundance is already yours, the world rearranges itself to deliver exactly that. Your faith becomes the map, your energy becomes the magnet, and prosperity becomes the inevitable destination. Every time you choose peace over panic, you raise your frequency. Every time you choose faith over fear, you open new doors. Every time you choose gratitude over complaint, you amplify the flow of good things that want to find their way to you. You are not chasing money, you are allowing it to flow to you. By being the energetic match for it, you become the sun, and abundance is drawn to your light. When you speak from a place of power, the universe listens. When you feel from a place of trust, the universe responds. When you live from a place of joy, the universe rewards you with reflections of that joy through opportunities, resources, and wealth. This is not magic. It is law, the same law that governs the rising of the sun, the flowing of rivers, the growing of seeds. When you align with that law, everything begins to move in your favor without struggle. The more you cultivate this energy, the less you will find yourself striving, and the more you will find yourself receiving with ease. What once felt hard to reach begins to flow naturally. What once seemed distant comes closer and closer until it is right before you. Energy of money loves joy, it loves ease, it loves certainty. So embody those states, live in them, breathe them, and watch how the universe moves mountains to meet your frequency. Your energy is your greatest currency, and when it vibrates at the level of abundance, the physical money must follow as surely as the tide follows the moon. There is no resistance, there is only flow. So stand tall in the energy of prosperity. Hold your frequency high and let wealth find its way to you with the ease of a river meeting the ocean. Money listens not to the noise of fear, but to the quiet certainty of faith. When your inner dialogue speaks abundance, when your heart beats in rhythm with confidence, when your energy radiates ease, then money flows to you. As if drawn by an invisible current, you become the signal that wealth recognizes, not through struggle, but through alignment. Abundance does not knock on doors that are locked with worry, but it flows freely through doors that are open with trust. The calm spirit is a powerful magnet. It draws money because it does not chase it. And in that stillness, the universe finds the clearest path to deliver blessings. When your energy is scattered with fear and doubt, you create barriers around you that block the flow of prosperity. But when you step into the vibration of clarity, peace, and unwavering belief, those barriers melt away like mist in sunlight. And what was once difficult begins to happen with ease. Money loves certainty. It is attracted to those who know they are worthy of receiving it. It flows toward those who speak of it as a trusted friend, not a distant stranger. When you talk about money as if it is already yours, it listens, and it comes. The energy of wealth moves through faith and expectation, not through panic and desperation. Faith is the language the universe understands. When you declare, I am always provided for, when you affirm that abundance flows to you without resistance, you are not just speaking words, you are issuing commands to the unseen forces that shape your reality. Faith gives those forces direction and certainty. Bring them speed. The universe moves fastest when you stop pushing and start trusting. A calm mind is not weak, it is magnetic. It is steady and powerful, like a river that carves valleys without force. When you stand in the energy of calm expectation, everything you need finds its way to you because you are not vibrating lack, you are vibrating abundance. You are not sending out signals of fear, You are sending out invitations for prosperity to arrive, and it always answers that invitation. It never misses, it never delays, it only waits for the door of your spirit to open. Gratitude becomes your silent weapon against scarcity. It shifts your energy faster than anything else. When you give thanks for what you already have, you multiply it. When you give thanks for what has not yet come, you draw it closer, because gratitude speaks a language of completion. It tells the universe, this is already mine, and the universe responds by bringing it into your hands faster than worry ever could. Worry delays, but gratitude accelerates when your thoughts are rooted in the assurance that money flows to you easily. You no longer operate from fear and lack, you operate from power and flow. You stop clinging, you start receiving, and the more you receive, the more the universe gives, because abundance loves movement, it loves expansion, it loves circulation. Money does not want to be hoarded, it wants to flow through joyful hands and into inspired action. When you trust this flow, you always have more than enough. Greatest shift happens when you realize that you are not chasing money, you are becoming the frequency it cannot resist. Money is drawn to joy, it is drawn to peace, it is drawn to faith. So when you live in those states, money finds you even in unexpected ways. Opportunities appear out of nowhere, doors open at the perfect time, people show up with solutions you could not have imagined. This is the dance of abundance, moving in rhythm with your energy. The more you master your inner world, the less the outer world can resist your prosperity. A calm mind does not beg, it commands with quiet certainty. It knows that what is meant for it is already in motion, on its way, arriving at the perfect moment. It does not rush, it does not panic, it simply trusts and allows. This trust becomes the magnetic force that money responds to every single time. Faith is not just believing, it is embodying, it is walking through the world as if abundance is already in your hands. It turns invisible energy into visible results. It transforms waiting into receiving. It turns obstacles into stepping stones, because the universe always matches the vibration you hold within. When you stop chasing and start trusting, when you stop fearing and start affirming, when you stop doubting and start knowing, money begins to flow like a river with no end. The calm mind becomes the most powerful tool of creation. It is where abundance lies and where prosperity begins. It is the silent magnet that draws everything good without needing to force a single thing. Money flows in the direction of power, and power is born from certainty, not fear. When your inner state is anchored in unwavering belief, the universe bends its path to meet your vibration. Abundance is not something that appears because of frantic action. It appears because your energy is steady, your spirit is aligned, and your words are soaked in faith. The more you hold the frequency of wealth, the more wealth rushes toward you, not out of obligation, but because it recognizes its home in your vibration. Prosperity is not something you chase, it is something you allow to find you. The world responds not to desperate pleas, but to quiet conviction. When your energy whispers, I am abundant, the universe listens more loudly than when your voice screams, I need more. The frequency of abundance is subtle. It is calm, it is unwavering, like still water that reflects the sky perfectly. When your mind is still in faith, every opportunity, every resource, every stream of money begins to gravitate toward you. Without resistance, you stop being the seeker and become the attractor. Fear creates turbulence, and turbulence repels flow, but faith creates stillness, and stillness invites it in. When you dwell in lack, everything seems delayed. When you dwell in wealth, everything moves with ease. You attract people who carry answers. You attract opportunities that align perfectly. You attract money not as something rare, but as something natural. Your energy becomes the signal the universe cannot ignore. It bends its rules to meet your frequency. Every thought, every word, every emotion is a silent command sent into the infinite, and the infinite always responds in kind. If you speak from scarcity, you receive scarcity. If you speak from abundance, you receive abundance. That is the unshakable law of life. So when you speak of money, speak as though it is already flowing to you. Speak as though it has already arrived, not from arrogance, but from knowing. When you know, your energy becomes magnetic, and the universe rushes to prove your knowing. True gratitude amplifies this magnetism. It turns a small spark into a blazing fire of attraction. When you give thanks not only for what you already hold, but also for what is coming, you are speaking in the language the universe understands. Gratitude is the signal of trust. Trust accelerates every blessing. You are not waiting for proof to believe, you believe, and then proof floods your reality. Prosperity is not waiting in some distant future. It is waiting behind the thin veil of your own beliefs. The moment you shift your energy from I hope to I know, the veil disappears, and money flows like a river breaking through a dam that no longer exists. This is why the inner work matters more than the outer effort. Your energy is the foundation. Your actions are the structure. Build the foundation first, and the structure cannot help but rise. Faith is not fragile, it is unshakable, and when you walk in it, abundance moves without delay. It does not require explanation, it does not demand permission, it simply flows in perfect alignment with your vibration. The one who trusts deeply becomes unstoppable because they are no longer pushing against the current, they are moving with it, and when you move with it, everything you need meets you effortlessly. Stop telling stories of lack and start telling stories of overflow. Speak of wealth as if it already walks beside you. Act as if prosperity already knows your name. Hold your posture as if the river of money already flows through your life. This is how energy becomes reality. The more you speak from faith, the more the world adjusts itself to match that faith. Every door that seemed locked begins to open, every wall begins to crumble, every obstacle begins to turn into a golden bridge. This is not wishful thinking. It is divine law, the same law that makes seeds become trees, the same law that makes rivers meet the ocean, the same law that ensures day follows night. When you align with the frequency of abundance, it is inevitable for money to follow. The energy does not lie, it does not delay, it only responds. And it responds perfectly to what you hold within. When your spirit is unshakable, when your energy is firm, when your words are wrapped in certainty, the universe has no choice but to deliver wealth into your hands. Money is not a battle to win, it is a flow to align with, and the moment you choose alignment, the flow begins to move without resistance, and prosperity becomes the rhythm of your life. Money responds to the one who stands in the energy of knowing, not hoping. When your spirit moves beyond doubt and rests in the quiet power of certainty, the universe aligns itself to deliver what already belongs to you. Abundance does not need to be chased because it flows to the frequency that calls it home, and that frequency is faith. It is unwavering belief. It is the vibration of someone who has already claimed prosperity in the unseen and is watching it unfold in the scene. When you anchor yourself in this vibration, you do not force anything, you attract everything. The truth is that money is energy, and energy follows focus. Wherever your focus goes, your power flows, and wherever your power flows, reality forms. When your mind is consumed with fear, the energy of lack takes shape and blocks your flow. When your mind is filled with expectation and joy, the energy of abundance manifests in forms far greater than your imagination. Doors open effortlessly, people appear at the perfect time, ideas turn into gold with ease. It is not chance, it is law. When you declare wealth is mine, the vibration of those words travels through the unseen realm and returns multiplied. When you hold the feeling of already being provided for, the universe races to match that feeling. Your emotions are not just inner experiences, they are commands and invitations. They speak louder than your words, and the energy of money listens closely to the emotions you hold. If your energy sings abundance, money dances toward you with joy. Fear builds walls that keep prosperity out, but faith builds bridges that guide it home. Worry makes the river of abundance freeze, but trust lets it flow freely. Doubt creates delays, but certainty speeds everything forward. The universe has no resistance when your energy is clean and clear. It moves with precision and speed toward the one who stands in alignment. This is why the calm heart attracts faster than the restless one. The calm heart whispers, I already have it, and the world rushes to make it true. Gratitude is the golden frequency that amplifies every flow of wealth. When you give thanks not just for what is visible, but for what is yet to come, you call money closer. With every breath you speak the language of trust, the language of certainty, the language that the universe never ignores. Gratitude says, I am ready, I am open, I am worthy. And the universe replies, yes. Money does not respond to panic, because panic is the energy of separation. But money responds instantly to certainty, because certainty is the energy of union. When you are united with the energy of abundance, there is No gap between you and what you desire, there is only flow. Your desire and its fulfillment become one, and everything begins to rearrange itself to meet that vibration. Your confidence becomes a magnetic field that draws wealth from every direction. The one who trusts does not chase, they receive. They walk as if abundance already surrounds them. They speak as if their needs are already met. They think as if every door is already open. And because they hold that energy, the world bends itself to their belief. Opportunities find them easily, solutions appear naturally, prosperity becomes effortless. Because they have stepped into the frequency where money lives. The key is to stop asking when and start believing now. When you remove doubt from your energy, the universe has no choice but to deliver. When your heart is clear, your path is clear. When your vibration is high, the flow is fast. You become a living magnet for wealth because you are no longer reaching for it from a place of emptiness. You are attracting it from a place of fullness. Money flows to the ones who stand in joy, who breathe in gratitude, who walk in trust, who speak in certainty, because these are the vibrations of abundance, are the language that prosperity understands and responds to every single time. When you become this energy, money cannot stay away. It must flow, it must move, it must expand, because it has found its match in you. The moment you decide with unshakable faith that wealth is yours, the universe moves in silence and speed to bring it into your hands. Unseen forces align, unseen paths clear, unseen doors swing wide open, and what once felt far away suddenly stands right before you. This is not luck. It is alignment, not force. It is flow, not chance. It is law. And the one who holds certainty will always be the one abundance flows to, without resistance, without delay, without end.